A very good afternoon and welcome back to the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium for the final block on day 2 of competition, and a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to David McFall.
Good afternoon, Sheldon. A fantastic day of action today. We had 4 weight classes, great athletes, and we saw the Europeans come back hard. And there are going to be a couple weight classes where we will not hear a Japanese national anthem today at the end of the day.
Yeah, there was a bit of a shutout for them yesterday, with the Japanese taking all 5 of the gold medals. Well, the opening contest is a bronze medal match in the under 63 kilo category between Toshiro Miku of Japan. She faces Anneke van Emden of the Netherlands. It will be Toshiro in the white judogi and van Emden in blue.
And this is exactly one of the weight classes in which the Japanese were not able to get an athlete in the final. But maybe Toshiro Miku can prevail in this bronze medal match and get one of these on the podium.
Yeah, it would be odd with, the Japanese having had so much success yesterday. It would be odd if they failed to get someone on the podium.
Well, I could see an all-European podium if Van Enden, Valkova come through. Then the gold and silver is already decided, which will make it very easy for you to write up your EJU article.
Yeah, that wasn't that difficult last night, actually. There are 5 medals to share out, the few hundred words that had to be produced. And it actually made, it was reasonably interesting because there were some nice medal wins yesterday. But anyway, we'll concentrate on today. Let's have a look and see how Van Emden stacks up against Toshiro. I just get the feeling that Toshiro's the more dangerous of the 2 throwers, and she's more likely to have a slightly wider range of techniques that she can go to than Van Emden, who may be more powerful.
And here we are, Toshiro. I love the way that when you're on the ground, you saw she actually got the grip around the arm, and then she wrapped her dogi around her arm to make sure to lock that thing in, and then she just drove Van Enden into position. Hips are low, legs are sprawled out. Fantastic Kuzure Kamishiho.
Excellent body position, excellent sense of movement of her opponent in her attempts to get out. Every single movement from Van Emden, who is a strong fighter herself, was countered quickly. She closed that down in no time at all, and in all honesty, once she was held, she never looked like getting out.
No, she had it absolutely locked up. As you said, a really good Newaza person is a person who basically, you'll get the initial position and then you'll just sort of lock things down. Make sure all the moving parts are controlled, get all the center of gravity low. It's kind of like someone doing chess and just setting up the checkmate.
Well, that buries any question of there not being a Japanese on the podium. That's done that in.
You see right there.
Yeah, she got her arm trapped.
You can't see before that, but you saw it. She wrapped the gi around, and then she adjusted as soon as she gets the Kamishiho. And this, she looked like she got a straight Kamishiho. And then after that, you can see how she's got the. That's actually maybe more of a straight Kamishiho, not that Kuzure Kamishiho. Neither angle at first, we thought it was at an angle. Look at that, just drive. Yep, straight Kamishiho. Look at that, even there, she grips deeper in the middle of the gi, just keeps tightening things down. Hips are low, legs are sprawled, head is up. Textbook.
Coming up next, Sedefsuren Munksaya of Mongolia. She faces Ekaterina Valkova, who I wouldn't go so far as to say that she's been a revelation, but she's shown us some nice judo, and the progression from a year ago for Valkova is marked. She really is looking very good. Wang Goqiao from China is the referee in the middle. For this one, it'll be Sedefsuren in the white judogi, Valkova in blue. Have a look at the two fighters. Valkova making her way to the tatami first, followed by Sedefsuren Munksaya. Bao Jinyan will be in the chair. Dangerous little thrower. Valkova has proved to be.
Especially the Yoko Tomoenage. That's been her tool today. And there we go again.
Yeah.
Right there. Gets the Yuko. Sets herself up some good newaza.
She's definitely got that going, hasn't she?
And you know, Devsoren, you know, they were expecting it. You had to. And there it is. She got the arm out a little bit to block it, but that was really nice.
Sedefsuren attempting to come back with her own left-sided Uchimata. Never really got going. A great deal of leg in there.
Liking some of this newaza by Valkova. Nice turnover. Didn't quite translate into the side coming she wanted, but.
See what I mean? There was a little, just a flick of the leg and it was bent up. Wasn't that beautiful leg action that we saw yesterday from Yoshida Tsukasa?
Almost gets it again. With the Yoko Tomoenage. And does.
Puts a second score on the board. I think I could look at Yoshida's Uchimata over and over again.
Oh yeah. That was
any
lovely.
trouble at all, yeah.
That was lovely. And look at this.
Oh, Shiro
A
gives a katami,
mistake.
but I don't think it's going to hold.
It's not going to hold, but that was definitely a mistake by Valkova there.
There's a question of whether she can pull her back or she's going to have to change positions.
She's going to try to pull her back.
He's thinking about it.
I don't think the hip's going to come
it's
through.
done now. Yeah, Yoshida is just sitting a few seats behind us. Over she goes again.
That was
generous.
Yeah.
That was really generous. He's lucky to have a second score on the board.
Yeah, initial action looked good, but the landing didn't look Yuko-ish to me.
I agree with you. And
Yeah.
she scored with that earlier on. The Yoko
yeah.
Sutemi was. She was a little bit upright, wasn't she? There and, and didn't
Didn't commit to it.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't really get down to the tatami like she should. Get low enough. So white gets on the board here. Mongolian.
3 scores from this pair. They're both giving it a good go.
Well, I'm not sure we talked about it yesterday or we talked about it when we were in Jeju, but the developing newaza game of the Russian women.
Yeah, they'd had some success with the lighter weights. They actually specialize in that. They can really hold their own. I thought that would come up. Something that Valkova wanted to point out to the referee. Yeah.
The grip?
No.
Ah.
I think she's got some mark on her
hand
or just wrist as a result of maybe a little bit more as a result of an encounter on the ground with Munksaya. Sedefsuren Munksaya. Yeah, okay.
It's been known to happen.
Sorry, yeah. Sedefsuren didn't give the appearance of anything untoward, but I suppose if you're the person initiating it, you're not going to, you know. But Valkova gave every impression that she felt that she'd had, you know,
She was trying to show the rest some teeth marks.
some teeth marks in there, yeah.
It might have been when she was looking for that shimewaza, you know, as it was coming across the chin.
Ooh,
Shima
problems here.
There we go. That's
yeah,
good for
yeah,
me.
Osaikomi. And it wasn't strong enough. That's the second time that she's had her in Osaikomi and couldn't hold it.
The position was a little bit weaker, I think,
Yeah.
in this one, right? The one hand on the collar just wasn't going
Yeah.
to hold it.
This one she should have held on to. It's a nice move. She couldn't secure the strong parts of Valkova's upper body enough to keep it on for long enough to get a score.
Oh, Valkova also did a classic escape right there, rolling her upper body like that up. That weight of her body is going to be stronger than the Mongolian's hand holding the back of the collar.
She's not a happy camper, is she? She leads. She's got Wazara and 2 Yukos on the board, but she's not happy.
I think she's still
She's belly ached a
not
couple
so
of times.
happy about that
Yeah.
bite. If that's actually what occurred.
Yeah, and the gripping as well. She
Yeah.
indicated to the referee on 2 occasions, one with the possible teeth on the wrist, and the second one was the fingers. That she's a bit unhappy with. Instead of Surin's.
Could get
Yeah.
Shido.
Nah,
No.
there wasn't anything. No, for Shido,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there wasn't anything for the Satemi was. I should never have tried that. There's even another look at her wrist.
She had a good day,
Yeah,
Valkova,
yeah.
right? She did some good techniques. Well, a good technique anyway. Just executed that Yoko. I got her here. Got her to the podium.
Katerina Valkova, the bronze medal winner in the under 63 kilo
Still was
category.
looking at that wrist.
Yeah.
Looks like she was really in a battle. Or maybe she was just hoping for better today. I like that. The way she was making that circular motion to set up the foot.
See, you think as she's moving over here, the right leg's going to come into play. Then it's the left. It's a cute little move.
Kashiwazaki used to do it that way, but he would cross his feet. And one of the judo rules when you learn Landori is never
Yeah,
cross your
yeah.
feet. But Kashiwazaki said, listen, the way I do this, I always cross my feet. And it worked for him.
If it works for him, yeah. Right. Coming up next, the final of the under 63 kilo category. Tina Tersteniak of Slovenia faces Martina Tajdos of Germany. It'll be Tersteniak in the white judogi, Tajdos in blue. The number 1 seed faces the number 2 seed.
Well, that worked out nice, didn't it?
Yeah, and it is the world number 1 and a world number 3 going head to head here.
If you had asked me a few months ago the weight classes they got to work out for Japan, I would have said more toward the 70s, but now I'm looking at 63 and saying this might be a bigger concern. They want to fill out the ranks.
Right, these two are no strangers to each other. This is the 9th time that they're going head to head. 7-1. Tersteniak leads. One loss to Traidos came earlier this year, actually, in the final of the European Games in Baku. So even if Traidos was to take the gold here, 7-2 is still quite a gap. Tersteniak, one of the fighters that Traidos has obviously got a bit of a problem with. Trying to work things out here. Only once, no, sorry, twice have they fought when there hasn't been a medal at stake. Actually, no, that's not true. They've always, just once they fought in a repechage contest. The rest of the time it's always been either quarter-final, semi-final or final. You know,
something's always on the line.
Yeah, something's on the line there. The repechage contest, I suppose you could say, was the same thing because the next fight would have been, you know.
Just shows these are two players who always go through the ranks and they're not going to meet each other in a first-round match unless it's just a bad draw, if you will.
They fought here last year in the semi-final when Tersteniak won it. She went on to win the event.
Big Uranage. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake by Tersteniak. She looks like she's got that one hand that's preventing Traidos from getting her leg out.
See, look where the leg is trapped. It's you know, it's pretty high up, unless you can do something here, and then the more you do, just the top half now, just the foot left.
There's a kind of a crafty move here by holding that leg there. She loses all the drive to get the foot out. It's close.
Here it comes.
Got to be careful as she gets that arm around and try to figure her foot out.
Really is close.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah. Tersteniak used up every ounce of energy to try and hold on to the foot. Unfortunately, there wasn't a time when Traidos loosened the top sufficiently for Traidos to turn out, for Tersteniak to turn out. That's normally what happens. You concentrate so much on the leg that you then lose the top. That didn't happen. And Traidos
steals one.
I think this has got more to do. It's not about winning the gold medal here in Tokyo. It's about beating Tersteniak. I don't care where it was.
She stole this one, and you know this was a matter of transition.
Yeah.
Tersteniak was not quite as crisp when she did that. Didn't look like the person we saw in Astana, where everything was very, very laser sharp, right?
She could have won. She could have won in Oberwart against Tersteniak, and it would have made her happy.
Bit of a monkey off her back, right?
I'm 7-1 going in here. I need something to happen. And now it doesn't sound a lot better, 7-2, does it? Doesn't sound a lot better. But I know what will sound better. The initial feeling is I'm happy to have beaten her.
Yeah.
And then it will sink in. Hey, I won the Tokyo Grand Slam.
Well, I beat the world champion.
And I beat the world champion. You could be
That's
looking at the player of the day today.
There you go.
That's a top draw story.
There's your article, buddy.
Yeah. Traidos, European champion and Tokyo Grand Slam gold medal winner.
And $1 million smile right there, too.
Oh, well, I'm not even going to go there with that one.
Okay.
Right, we've got a Georgian head-to-head now. The first of the bronze medal contest in the under 73 kilo category features Lasha Shavdatuashvili. He's up against teammate Nubsari Tatalashvili. Shavdatuashvili in white, Tatalashvili in blue, and a much easier name to pronounce, in the middle. Efrado Garcia. The Mexican is in the middle.
I would just about got there, Tatalashvili, and then Shadat Tuashvili. How's that? That's my best
good.
shot.
Yeah, that was good.
Just gotta break them down by syllables, as you taught me many moons ago.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look at this lineup then. This is in the under 73 kilo category. I'll just look at the top 10 as the two fighters are coming in. Number 1 in the world, Rustam Orozhov. We haven't got him here at the moment. And Chang Rim is here, the number 2. Number 3, Usagi Muki, he's not around. Tatalashvili, number 4, is Ono, is not. Akimoto is Ungvari. Is Nakaya, is Yatsev was not here, and Sanjagal was. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the top 10 in the world.
Not a bad little lineup right there.
And here we've got number 4, that's Nugzari Tatalashvili, up against number 12, Lasha Shabdatuashvili. So both fighters in qualification positions. Unfortunately for the Georgians, luckily for everyone else, only one can go.
Which makes this Georgian versus Georgian match a little bit,
yeah, there's some bite here.
yeah.
I don't mean the kind of bite that we saw with Falkova and Sedevsirin, but you know.
That was more of a nip. Low love bite.
Shabdatuashvili picks up the penalty. £600 behind at the moment, Shabdatuashvili on the IJF World Ranking list. He closed that gap a little bit with a win here. But there'll be points for Tatalashvili as well because of a 5th place finish.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't really be that significant. He really needed for Tatalashvili not to score any points here and for Shabdatuashvili to win the thing. Well, that's not going to happen.
Oh, a nice Dashabrai attempt right there.
Yeah, narrowly missing out on catching his opponent.
It's a nice little sweeping action there, and even got the arms into a little bit. Just at the end, he seemed to lose one of the grips, and might have been the difference between scoring and not scoring. You can see he's still looking for that leg sweep.
I just get the feeling that there's a
There's
change
one,
in the
there's
tempo. Josh is just
he
stepping
lost
it
the
up.
sleeve hand. If he had got the sleeve hand, that would have been probably a Yuko. Every once in a while, you see those incredible Dashabrai where you just catch them, they just go flat in their back when they've stepped on a bar of soap.
Here he comes again, Lasha. Tatalashvili was adjudged to have been the one to be in the overly defensive position, although they look pretty similar to me. Anyway, it's Tatalashvili who picks up the penalty. Tatalashvili's got 2 against him at the moment. Ichigari from Tatalashvili left-sided, but Shavdatashvili stepped off that. Ooh. That was as close as anyone had come. Got the sleeves trapped there and managed to get the body turned into a nice position.
Hey, entry-wise, look really nice.
Yeah, probably when turning in, he had that hand trapped in there. Oh, that can happen sometimes. Bit of a hand tap. Similar stature, fairly similar looks, both bearded, just as well we've got a blue and a white gi.
Georgian twins. I mean, not that similar, but you can see just the Shido between them.
Quick look at the clock there from Shavdatashvili. He's the one who is at a disadvantage at the moment, having picked up 2 penalties. He's got to go for it here.
He's had some good looks. He's got to pull the trigger. I just don't think he has the grip he needs. Nope. That was the desperation move.
And then when he did, he got countered. Yeah. Luxari Tatalashvili of Georgia, it is, who wins out there. He would have taken it anyway on the advantage, but he ended up getting a score right at the death there as Shavdatashvili threw everything at him. And that is painful because Tatalashvili, not, putting a nail in the coffin, but just pushing that distance a little bit further between him and his rival for a spot. That's nice, waits for him, they walk off together, arm around him, great camaraderie. They're in the most fierce of battles. Shavdatashvili desperately wants to go to the Olympic Games again because he's the Olympic champion under 66. He's had to move up to 73. He can no longer hold that weight. But when he gets there, he finds Tatalashvili waiting for him. And, it's genuine. If there's one person you don't want to have to beat, it's your teammate. But hey, no choice. Had to do it.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, or whatever metaphor you want to use there.
Coming up next, Rok Dracic of Slovenia faces Musa Magushkov of Russia. It's Rocky the Rock in the white judo gi and Magushkov in blue. I'm not good at those wrestling or boxing introductions. It's Rok Dracic in the white judo gi and Musa Magushkov in blue.
There you go.
But he is known as Rocky though.
Yep.
And that's not Magushkov. He's not known as Rocky. He's just got a sore nose.
Cut me, Adrian. Cut me. Cut me, Mick. Yep. Well, Rock was one of my picks for today in this weight category. Nakia Ricky didn't quite work out, and neither did Isaev. But I also did look at An, and we're going to see him in the final against Akimoto, who I did not pick for the Japanese.
I didn't look at anyone else. And Changrim. What a boy. Another bit of real timing from the Koreans in preparing their fighters really well, and just as you can sense, Rio is in,
Within their grasp.
yeah, they start to fire. They really are on fire at the moment. Kim Won-jin, An Baol, An Chang-rim, Lee Jung-soo, that's even leaving out Kim Won-jin, Guok Dong-han, world champion. The only place that they're a bit flat is, well, Cho Guam. We'll see Cho Guam tomorrow. And then Kim Sung-min in the men's heavyweight. That's quite a team.
Yep.
That is quite a team. They'll lose Cho for the team event, and we'll have Kim as the heavyweight, and they'll lose Kim Won-jin at the lower end. An Bao, An Chang-rim.
Nice Demiwaza attack there by Magushkov.
They're spoilt for choice, aren't they? Kim Jae-bum in the team event, or Wang Ki-chun. Lee Sang-soo has got a host. Real depth, the Koreans. Japan, Russia and Korea, those are going to be the strong teams. We won't see them at the World Championships now until 2017. Yep, on the board.
Rockets on the board there.
Brings
Look
Magushkov
good
down.
doing it too.
Yeah, we won't see them at the World Championships until 2017.
You see, Magushkov was looking for a little Ashiwaza, and Rock caught him
Yeah,
just as
thinking
he was
about
coming
it.
in. Really smart.
He was thinking about it. Is that what you had in mind? Because that's just what I was going to do. I like Magushkov. He's got nice movement. Good all-round judo.
Yeah, for
he
me at this
bailed
weight
there,
class, a Magushkov Ono match is an entertaining match. For my money, that would be a fine Rio final.
Ooh, another good effort from Dracic, catching Magushkov a little bit flat-footed again. It's the second time that he's kind of surprised him with this entry. Look, can't get off it. Ooh, just squeeze that Yuko out there.
Yeah, whatever is what you described. Another one, generous. Oh, Magushkov. You just sensed it. He sensed it. Something was in the air. That time it was Rocky there who went in for the attack, and Magushkov said, "Okay, I can counter as well."
He did really strongly, didn't he?
Really, really shocked the Slovenian, who really was in charge up to that point. I mean, he had a Wazadi and a Yuko and looked really good, and as you said, Magushkov looked a little bit flat. Apparently, he found the balls of his feet, and that was it. Magushkov looks really pleased. He's just like,
Well, wow. There are a few people vying for that spot.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Plays right
ties him
into
up. Yeah. Whee,
Boom.
They're all in the wrong position.
Oh,
Rock there.
Soto.
Yeah. Magushkov takes the second of the bronze medals.
And that brings us to the gold medal match.
Yep, we got the final of the under 73 kilo category. An Chang-rim of Korea faces Akimoto Hiroyuki of Japan. It's An in the white judogi, the 21-year-old, against the slightly more experienced Akimoto at 29. First time that they've gone head-to-head. But it's the number 6 on the IJF World Ranking list. Akimoto at home defending his title against the youngster, the number 2 in the world, Untitled. And to take control of this one, Nuno Carvalho of Portugal.
Who I had lunch with today.
Mr. Carvalho?
Yes.
He's a good boy.
He's a good guy. Just last week celebrated his birthday, and yeah, he's a real good guy. And always gives me some insight into what's happening in the mat. It's just a unique position the referee's out there. And talk to him a little bit. Talk to Gary Takemoto a little bit.
And Changrim. Showtime. Song Dae-nam walks in with his young charge.
Has a very confident nod. Yeah, I'm just going to get this one done.
And Changrim. Is this going to be a case of man versus boy? What do you think?
Well, we know that An is crafty, to say the least. Usually we nod to the crafty veteran, right? In this case, An is the crafty one, and I think Akimoto is going to be the aggressive one. As we saw that initial Seoinage attack. So we'll see, maybe Akimoto can force An's hand here. So he drops in for Stemiwaza.
2 efforts from Akimoto so far, both blocked by An Changrim.
But genuine efforts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He had to block both of them or else it'd have been over.
Yeah. That wasn't as good, that Seoinage. Not bad, but not as strong as the other ones.
Now, An Changrim has got to start thinking about his own attacks here. No, he slipped there. In the thought was to try some Setemiwaza after Akimoto missed, but
I think it's credited with another attack, so.
see, he was trying to take him over, but it didn't happen. He kind of slipped off him.
I think An's going to attack here, else Akimoto will drop. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Wazari for me.
Well and truly caught there. You know why your head's hurting, don't you? You're trying to roll on it. He's lucky not to get the hand Sokomake either. You'll see it in the replay.
It was close.
He doesn't want to go on his back, and he uses his head
That was
to try and get him off.
That was somewhere between Wazari and Ippon, I thought.
Yeah.
That was very solid.
Akimoto's Seoinage continues to be effective. Let's see what Akimoto does here. So yeah, okay, it's on his shoulders. Yeah, it's his shoulders and back. They're not going
But
to
you're
give
right, there was a little bit there in that.
Yeah.
It wasn't driving off the legs, but
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was a little bit of roundness, say,
Yeah.
in the back of
Yeah,
An's
yeah.
neck.
And as long as he rolls over his shoulder, that's okay.
The
Almost,
shoulder
yeah,
contact was there
Yeah,
on the tatami,
yeah.
right?
Very close.
Now Kosei watching the action.
He's just off to our left. We can probably see him better if we look to our left rather than look to the screen. Oh, that's another good effort from Akimoto.
We've seen over the last few years, he's got his little, I call it the crow's nest,
Yeah.
little corner there, the athletes' viewing area.
And they file in and out. It's like a mobile office. They come up there in the mornings for the review of the previous day, and they have to pay homage at the court of, in a way.
I was thinking more like a Zen priest. You go in,
Yeah.
you do your meditation, you come in and say, "Are you enlightened yet?" Got an answer for that koan? No. Or yes.
2 minutes still to go. There's plenty of time, you know. There's plenty of time here.
Well, thus far, Akimoto has done what he has to, which is just keep attacking and don't let On get in your head with those little moves. And yeah, we haven't seen any Shidos yet. As I said, that one will probably come out. I just hope Akimoto doesn't take his foot off the gas. Just keep going.
Second time he's had a look at that, but
Oh, and that was a good look there at
Yeah.
Newaza for a second. Nice job, in that case, for On to bridge out. That's okay. Gets it on, just bridges and keeps going around. That buzz cut Akimoto has, he either looks like a military man or one of those judoka from the old films, right? Real old school, hardcore judoka haircut.
this is it now.
On's got to turn it on.
He hasn't got his hands where he'd like them. And Akimoto knows exactly where that is, and he's
Akimoto can burn some penalties here.
doing everything to make it difficult for the young man, and rightly so. He takes a Shido there.
Taking on one or two, he's fine.
Yeah. Now it's just a case of holding him out.
Yep.
Second penalty isn't going to hurt him now.
Nope.
He's done what he needed to. Akimoto retains his under 73 kilo category title here in Tokyo. Back-to-back Grand Slam wins for Akimoto Hiroyuki. A first defeat at the hands of Akimoto for Ann, but you'll know him a bit better next time.
Yeah, as you said at the top of the program, I mean, there's certain Japanese who perform better at home against Westerners. Akimoto, I don't think he has that a stronger record once he goes to Europe or overseas. But here at home in Tokyo, it's a two-time gold medal winner.
He enjoyed that fight, didn't he, Akimoto?
Yeah, well, I think he controlled the pace of the entire fight. He fell exactly into his game plan. He didn't fall into On's game plan.
Came away with a big smile, and he had a big smile and a hug for An Chang-rim. He knows he's been in a fight, though.
Was on the edge there, you know? And he allowed the shoulders to touch, but it was close.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony in the under 63 kilo category coming up next. Let's see what they've arranged down at the far end of the competition hall. Obeid Olanzi is going to present the medals, I think. President of the president of the Judo Union of Asia. The bronze medals go to Ekaterina Valkova of Russia, yet to break into a smile. There's a smirk there. And to Tashiro Miku of Japan. Silver medal goes to Tina Trstenjak of Slovenia. The gold medal goes to Martina Traidos of Germany. Who, if she didn't quite get the monkey off her back, she certainly went a good way to getting a hand on. 7-2 it is now, after that win. A little bit more work to do to close the gap. Well, the national anthem of Germany. First time that we've heard any other anthem apart from the Japanese.
Well, I'm trying to think. I mean, I've done a number of these, not nearly as many as you, but it's been a while since I've heard the German national anthem in one of these competitions.
I'm trying to remember who it was that would have won last for the Germans. I have to look that one up.
But you're certainly right. It's the first one we've heard since the Japanese national anthem 5 times yesterday.
Right, we come now to the bronze medal contests in the under 70 kilo category, and we're going to start with the contest between Asma Niang of Morocco. She faces Maria Portela of Brazil. It'll be Niang in the white judogi and Portela in blue. The stadium announcer has gone for rocket or atomic. One of you showing his age here. had a bye in the first round, Asma Niang, and then she defeated Leo Vildekan of Israel before losing in the quarterfinal to Ike Irina of Japan. Her repechage contest was against Maria Perez of Puerto Rico, whom she defeated to take a place in this bronze medal match.
Not a bad placing for the Puerto Ricana, right? 5th place, Tokyo Grand Slam.
Yeah, she can bring it off.
I mean, that we 7th place, right? 'Cause repechage.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about Niang. If she loses to Portela here, she'll still finish with a 5th place, which isn't bad. She can feel a lot better if she can take the bronze, though.
Absolutely.
We shall see. Oh,
Just did a good job for fighting off Portella's attack there with the Ojigari.
oh, that's a nice effort there. Right arm around the waist, and then the Kosotogaki effort. Just missed out.
This looks not good for Niang.
They called us Saikomi? Yeah, they have. No.
No, it's definitely
Too tight, I'm afraid.
yeah.
He's down.
Coach Campos seems pretty pleased.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't heed our warning about the top, though, did she?
You had to go there.
I'm not sure who's more excitable, Portela or Campos. Well, certainly a happy bunch. I'll take that away from them. Why would you
Yep.
want to?
Yep. I like the attack more than Niang had, and then she just at the end there got a little bit sloppy and got caught. Attacking, and then that Stemiwaza really wasn't there.
I thought when Rosie went off to have her twins that she'd come back a little calmer. Hasn't changed her one bit. Still as excitable as ever. Right, we come to the second of the bronze medal contest then. Linda Boulder of Israel is up against Ike Irina of Japan. It's Boulder in the white judogi, Ike in blue. Edison Minakawa is the referee in the middle for this one.
So this is a good test for the young Ike.
Yeah, what do we know about her then? How old is she?
She is a university freshman, as I recall. Let me see if I can pull what I had on her. Yeah, she's a first-year student at Kokushikan University, so a teammate at Yamamoto Anzu. they're starting to build a pretty decent little women's team over there at Kokushikan. They were powerful about 10, 20 years ago and went into a bit of a lull phase. I think they're making a comeback, recruiting some good athletes.
We'll see if she can take a medal back to uni when she pitches up there next week.
Oh, she got a second place in the Kodokan Cup. That's not too bad.
There may be another one in store here. We shall see. Have to get past Linda Boulder first.
That's a big obstacle right there.
Oh. Nice. Thought about one direction and then the other.
Oh, nice Uchimata attempt right there. Just lost the sleeve hand. Just gotta watch out. I think Boulder is maneuvering her toward the edge of the mat there, and danger getting Ashita for walking out.
Too far with that stretch.
Yeah, looked like a Kouchi attempt there. Say a bridge too far. Imagine the aura of happiness with both Tamimoto and Campos on either end there.
Might be overkill. Overkill with, well, excitement with Campos. I don't know. Shani looks a bit intense, doesn't he?
Love it.
Shani's getting into the act.
Nice little
Nicely
counter,
turned, yeah.
and more importantly, gave her a shot at Newaza for a second. Boulder did good to turn out of that.
I like that for a counter myself.
I do too. So Sumigaishi and then, yeah,
Okay.
Yuko.
Well, they didn't give it, so we have to hand our badges back now.
Well, sometimes they're generous, sometimes they're a little stingy. That was an Uchima attempt by Boulder.
You know, she gets herself into good positions with some good grips. But just as you think, oh, that's not a bad grip, then it's too late.
Right.
By the time that, you know, we've had time to react to, oh, that looks like a strong grip, that's transmitted to her opponent, who manages to block the next move.
Yeah, if it's slow enough for us to digest it, certainly her opponent can.
Yeah, because they're a lot quicker than we are.
That's exactly what I was inferring.
Yeah.
But you just stated the obvious. All right. Minute to go here. It's Ike who's picked up the one penalty.
Is that the first time that Ike's threatened us standing up?
Yeah, I believe so. Initial attack-wise, yeah.
She's been reactive rather than
Proactive.
and she's got a penalty against
I think
her.
in the beginning Ike had an Uchimata, but that was 3.5 minutes ago. And Boulder just using the clock here.
It's 5 o'clock. We're already into the bronze medal matches in the under 70 kilo category. Got one more to follow. Sorry, we've got the final.
We only
after
got
this.
4 weight
And
classes
4
today,
weight
so
categories, yeah, so 5 more fights after this, 3 medal presentations. So it's going to be a short old afternoon. It's a reasonable thought there with the Ojigari going in another direction. Just wasn't sufficient enough power to come up with a score.
like I said, this was going to be a real test for Ike to go against
Yeah.
somebody of Boulder's experience. And she did well.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's only a Shido difference.
Single Shido against Ike gives the advantage to Linda Boulder, who on the back of that takes that bronze medal.
Bronze medalist in flying for Israel, Linda Boulder. This is her second medal in the Grand Slam.
I forgot to ask Shani why Yarden Jerby isn't here. But I think she fought in Qingdao, didn't she? No?
I'm not sure. She did fight in Abu Dhabi.
She definitely wasn't in Jeju.
We were talking about hearing the national anthem of Japan. We're sure to hear it on at least 2 more occasions. Well, we're only going to hear it on 2 more occasions. It'll be for the winner of this contest, the final of the under 70 kilo category. Arai Shizuru faces Ono Yoko. The 2 Japanese will go head to head, and the other time that we'll hear the anthem will be for Akimoto. Vladimir Vostrikov is the referee for this one. I'm going to make a prediction, and that is that this is going to be far too big an event for Ono to tackle, and Arai is going to do some damage here.
I would say if Ono does anything, it's going to be on the ground. And Arai is no easy customer on the ground either. But that's the only chance I would give Ono.
Well,
I'll
it's
just
all
say the best chance.
well, it's about to unfold right now, because here is the final of the under 70 kilo category. Arai in the white judogi, Ono in blue.
And even if Ono was to win this, it's not going to upset the apple cart in terms of Arai being the rep, at least not yet.
Ono trying to back Arai up and off the mat, and finds that pressure a little bit too much to bear, and she wanders off the mat edge, picks up Ashido. Helped out, I think, in a way by Ono, but anyway, that's the way they saw it. A step out from Arai, and she picks up Ashido. Trying to free her hands up. She looks really uncomfortable, doesn't she?
Thus far.
And she picks up a second penalty. Just being manhandled now by Ono, to be honest. A little bit shoving around, Some strong arm stuff from Ono, backing Arai up, and she's ended up picking up 2 penalties. Rather
Said-
needlessly.
Oh no, she's a workhorse. She really gives it her all.
Arai
Wow.
really struggling here. Looking negative. And finding Ono a real handful, and that's purely from the gripping. Uncomfortable with the grips, got backed up twice off the mat because she was uncomfortable, and then completely unable to get to grips with Ono, and picked up a 3rd penalty. At last there's something for her fans to cheer about as she attacks there with left Uchimata.
Well, she's got a really beautiful Uchimata eye when she gets it going.
No, they were thinking about giving a score. No. And now it's Ono who picks up a penalty. The focus had been on Arai, but now Ono joins the penalty club and picks up Ashida herself. 1.5 left to go.
I really don't want this one to come down to 4 Shidos, that's for sure.
No, I agree with you. It's Ono who's come up with the Uchimata attempt. Both fighters just little foot taps there, but nothing serious. Arai had better get serious because she's on a knife edge here.
That's right. If they hand 2 out,
Another
it won't be good for her eye.
Uchimata couldn't follow it up.
Ono's got to get to work now.
Another big attack here is what's needed from Arai. We'll draw another penalty from Ono. Untidy looking scoreboard now, but it doesn't really bear reflection. It's the true story of what's happened, but not necessarily, a 5 penalty contest. I don't see it as that, but that's what's happened. Another strong effort inside. Ouchigari this time. Couldn't follow it up with something on the way down. Wants to go outside this time for the pig roll, but it's not there.
This is what Ono wanted.
Arai doesn't go to the Kodokan, does she? She'd been chastised for that little flop there.
When pigs fly.
Yeah. She's chasing her down nicely, though. One more big effort. That's all there's time left for. Tried to go right-sided there, and now Ono, without any attack, is going to pick up the 3rd penalty.
Maybe this is going to head for golden score.
Don't let it get there. Just finish it off now, Arai. And there's the first effort. The first effort.
Not a bad one.
That
She
we've
kind of
seen
bailed out a little bit halfway
from Ono,
through
yeah.
by Ono.
Amazing, isn't it? 4 minutes, 1 attack.
Yeah, she drew 3 penalties against her eye.
Yep.
And
This did not go the way that I thought. I haven't seen anything to really threaten Ono from Arai. Nothing that scared me, A couple of Uchimata attacks and that, but, she hasn't had to face a barrage of strong attacks. Arai just lucky that Ono couldn't come up with her own attacks. That's what brought Ono 3 penalties.
as you said, this is where Ono she's got to go for it.
So that's all she does, is grip and move. Doesn't come up with an attack. At least Ono's thinking about something.
That was a look there at Osoto.
After the thought of Murata Seanagi from Arai, and then another Uchimata, and another, an Ouchigari this time, and almost goes over. with the counter, but there's nothing there from Ono to turn, you know. Can 6 Shidos really be that interesting? I think so. I think it's a good little battle.
Yep,
It's
yep.
unfortunate that we've got 6 Shidos on the board, but it's not a bad little battle.
So we don't
You
want
know,
to Shido. Just
They're going for it.
with a big throw.
All right, it's got to attack now. You don't want to go out on a Shido, having put so much effort in. Oh, actually
Okay.
was a Osodogari left-sided was the thinking there from Ono. Didn't come up with it. There's another Uchimata effort, but it's not strong enough, and she's in the wrong position. She's off balance as she's attacking, and she's falling away. But it's a good little tussle between this pair.
Ono looks slightly winded to me.
Oh, I thought about the standing Seonagi there. Upright and backed out. Better grip. There's the thought about the pig roll again. Oh. Yeah, if in doubt, go for the Makikomi. Well, here's David's thought about the Osai Waza. No chance for the turnover. Just hasn't got the strength any longer to turn her over.
Nope.
Not sure if he's got the strength to stand up.
That needle's on E, I think. Or I get a contact lens.
Oh, the old contact lens trick, yeah. I haven't seen that one used in a while.
Taking one for the page of Muneta. But Muneta was generally exhausted after the first minute. This had been going on for, what, 5.5.
I can't remember who it was that I heard about. I don't know if the story's true, but they complained about the contact lens and they looked for it for a few seconds and he said, okay, I've got one off the mat. And then a friend of mine was telling me that he doesn't wear contact lenses. I don't know whether it's true or not. I had heard that.
That's ultimate gamesmanship right there.
Yeah. No, I still
He's had the better looks. Oh, and that was a good...
first Uchimata effort from Ono. He had a Seonagi, Osodogari, and that Uchimata there. Here comes Arai again. Oh, and it's almost Ono who comes off with the little Makikomi. Too far away, though. The body was in the wrong position.
This little piggy went to market.
Yeah. She would have had to taken her way over the back with that one. The legs weren't anywhere near her. She was also thinking about it, and that was an unattractive end.
You can see they're just throwing themselves at each other at this point,
Yeah,
right? They're
yeah.
just...
Well, the ability to come up with a strong, good-looking,
A clean-looking throw at this
exactly.
point.
You know, they just haven't got the yeah.
The will is there, but
Yeah.
the motor skills have just worn down with the fitness, right?
2.5 minutes already into golden score. And a good
Oh,
Uchimata
yeah.
effort there.
That was the
From
best effort
Ono,
we saw
yeah,
from Ono, right?
Yeah. Keep it coming.
She needs more Kazushi
Keep
to
it
go with
coming.
someone of the
Yeah.
long legs of Arai, right? Tell you what, this crowd is
Yeah.
into it.
Ono might be shading this. Oh, and a good effort from all right at the end. Oh, that's just, for me, that's just brought her back into it because Ono was looking as though she was going to take that. Arai needed to come up with a strong effort, and there it was. 3 minutes and 12 seconds of golden score. What a battle. May not be the most attractive contest
They're
you've
going to
ever
have to
seen.
hand out the oxygen mask at the end of
Yeah.
this one.
I've enjoyed this. I really have.
Ono goes in for Seoinage. I think the only way she's going to do it is with Ashiwaza. I just think her upper body looks so spent. Problem with Ashiwaza is the possibility of a counter. There might be a call here.
Well, it could be from that last attack. Could be a false attack. Yeah, from Ono, and it's a real shame. It was a gutsy performance from both fighters. One of them had to go at some stage for some error, and the error I think is going to be a false attack against Ono. I think the crowd would like to see another couple of minutes.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind. If you said a Jimmy, I'd be up for it.
Yeah.
Mind you, I just haven't had 7.5
There
minutes.
we go.
Yeah. False attack. Well, what a super fight that was, really. I really enjoyed that. Let's leave aside any technical issues and let's just look at spirit, guts, stickability.
And you look at, that's exactly what we saw at the Kodokan Cup with Ono, match after match. Actually, she had some better waza then, but just guts, just kept in there.
Match of the day, mate. Match of the day. That's the kind of, if I had to get something,
That was
I
really
missed the Ashiwaza attempt there.
It was a Hizaguruma, right? Right there.
Yeah, Hizaguruma. Yeah.
That was probably her best look of the day.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
right.
Did you see that?
I didn't. I think it was a reverse angle. Like we
Right,
did not have
because
the
I
angle to
didn't
see
see
that.
that,
We
yeah.
were watching.
Let's leave aside the technical question marks. How good were they technically? Leave the fighting wise. As a fight, they were having a fight.
As I mentioned before, if you watch sumo, they have different awards at the end. The best technical award for the best move,
right?
And they have a fighting spirit award.
Fighting spirit.
Fighting spirit award.
I'd
give that to Ono because Arai will get the gold medal.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yes. I like the fighting spirit shown in that contest. Right, coming up next, the awarding ceremony in the under 73 kilo category. The fighters are lined up and ready to receive their medals.
The bronze medalists are from Russia,
And the bronze medals go to a very happy Musa Magushkov of Russia and to Nugzari Tatalashvili of Georgia.
silver medalist for Korea, and Changri.
Silver medal goes to a slightly disappointed An Changrin.
Gold medalist for
She-
Japan, Akimoto Hiroyuki.
As silver medalists tend to do.
Gold
It's a
medal
tough
goes
one.
to Akimoto of Japan.
Judo Olympics Commission and Vice President of Mongolian Judo Association.
He retained his title. Akimoto Hiroyuki was the number 3 seed here this morning. He came out number 1 at the end of the day.
Tokyo Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for the national anthem of Japan.
Now, the national anthem of Japan. Gushkov and Tatanashvili, the bronze medalists. Anne won the silver, but it was Akimoto Hiroyuki of Japan who took gold. The second year running. And I think Mrs. Akimoto and the baby were in the audience. That was my thinking on it. Right, we come to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 81 kilo category. This features Roman Mustopoulos of Greece. He's up against Nagase Takanori of Japan. Mustopoulos in the white judo gi, Nagase in blue. Vladimir Nitka of the Czech Republic is the referee in the middle for this one.
Oh, beautiful Uchimata there by Nagase. Big hang time, but a yuko landing.
And Mustopoulos went down to ground, so there was no chance of Nagase following it up with anything else.
Had to go there, didn't you?
Mustopoulos went to ground, so...
Folks, you can send your comments and questions to the Ippon TV comments that you see in the upper right-hand corner of your page.
Didn't like that grip that Nagase found a way to break it up.
Without ducking under the sleeve,
Yeah, just
broke it up, and then sort of took a spin.
kids practicing for their refereeing skills in the background as Nagase catches Mustopoulos and throws left-sided for Wazari.
Crowd like that, but Mustafos has kind of stymied this Osai Komi. Let's see, now it's off, it's on. It's off again. Nagase can't quite get this foot out. Looks like he's had a few opportunities. I think they're gonna call mate here. real low uchimata. Mustabal's kept that hand up there a little too long. Sure enough. Oh. Just sort of lost the hands there. So Yuko, and now it looks like Jujikatame. And Nagase finishes off Mustapalos.
He really has finished him off. He's still lying flat on his back. He made one effort to get up with his legs. He threw them in the air. That didn't work. And he rolled onto his side, and he's just managing to get to his feet now. Nidka, the referee, is inviting him to stand up. I think he's trying to catch his breath.
Well, you look at the board. You've got two Yukos, Wasahari and Ippon. So
He was up and down quite a lot, wasn't he?
I would call that a full house in judo terms.
Yep.
Bronze medalist in blue for Japan. Nagase Takanori. This is his fourth medal in the Grand Slam.
グランドスラム4つ目のメダルを獲得いたしました。どうぞ拍手をお送りください。
I think the highlights reel is going to take a while, isn't it?
Yep.
Because he's going to go through the Gokyo.
At least it's one-sided highlights reel. Didn't even realize it. Good look. That was
Oh,
Soto,
yeah.
and then the arm was just out there.
Yeah. Too many looks in the end, wasn't it?
Nice second.
Came at him from every
Yeah.
direction.
Yep. He's not going to leave anything to chance here. Nagase was looking for his coronation. He had to settle for bronze.
Small compensation, to be honest, for a big
yeah, There was
man.
not.
Yeah. It's going to leave a bitter taste in the mouth, that one.
On the other hand, I think if Travis Stevens was to pull out this bronze medal, he'll be pretty happy.
Be over the moon. Travis Stevens of the United States of America faces Wang Ki-chun of Korea. Stevens in the white judogi, Wang in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one. Mr. Okano Akinobi.
Didn't see him. I just didn't see who was. I just saw the silhouette as the cameras went flying by.
Wang Ki-chun has moved up to 81 kilos now, permanent move for the former world champion, Olympic silver medalist.
Yeah, there's certain judoka who I don't know why I prefer seeing them in blue or white gis. For Travis Stevens, for some reason, I always prefer him in the blue gi. Like he's like a workman, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Real kind of a working class hero kind of guy. lot of the Japanese like to see in white. I like to see Akimoto in blue for some reason of the Japanese. But he'll be wearing white on the podium, or he did. Stevens there, catching the foot a little bit there. Not really a good look at Koichi, but as Sheldon mentioned, Wang can be really, really crafty, make his opponent look more passive perhaps than he is. If it was Kumigata, but Stevens is a real veteran too. Wang goes in there for the first throw.
Stevens may have had a belly full of facing Koreans, actually, when you come to think about it.
Mm.
He's had to come up against quite a few, and if he'd won his semi-final in London against Ole Bischoff, he would have had to face another there. Kim Jae-bum. I tell you what, he would have given anything to have won that and faced Kim in that final.
That was such a quite close match.
And as it was, he ended up losing out to Bischoff in the semi-final, and then losing the bronze medal contest to Antoine Valois-Fortier, and went home empty-handed. He could smell the final, an Olympic final, guaranteed a medal, and then went home empty-handed. That was painful.
This is where Stevens is usually the most dangerous on the ground, and unfortunately didn't get a chance to develop anything. Jimmy Pedro looking on. I said coaching. Stevens needs to get a couple more positive attacks here. Doesn't want to fall into Wang's game plan here. Stevens he was trying to come up over the top. Goes in for Uchimata. Just isn't able to really get his planting foot worked out there. Wine drops in for his own kind of a one-handed Uchimata. Stevens trying to line up in the belt and work in Stemiwaza. Quick call, Mate.
Stevens picks up Ashido. There's a little bit over a minute and a half.
I don't know why. He was going for the attack there, and it didn't seem like he had his hand on that belt for that long.
Two super fighters on the mat, and two super fighters in the respective chairs. Jimmy Pedro for Travis Stevens and Sung Dae-nam for Wang Ki-chun. Collective titles in there, you name it, they've got it. World and Olympic and Continental and full house.
Yep.
Messed with the left-sided Tomoe-nage effort, and Stevens eager to engage Wang in Newaza, but Wang had other ideas.
Got the bear crawl there going out of the bat. He did not want any part of Stevens on the mat. He knows. Stevens has got to be careful. He could pick up a second penalty here. It's been Wang doing the attacking. Sure enough. Stevens rolls in. Uchimata loses his grip halfway through. Tries to engage Wang on the ground, but Wang again avoids the Newaza. Just 29 seconds left on the board. Stevens behind by 2 Shidos. He needs a Yuko, basically. A Yuko or better.
Single score will do it. I think you're right. You can come up with one score. You can leave here with some hardware and a bit of cash. As it is, Wang looking to frustrate him a little bit. He has a quick look at the clock, has another look at the clock, takes a little bit of a
He could have taken a
whack
Shido
on
even, it
the
would have
face
been no
there. Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. We call that scraping home. Wang scrapes home. Stevens has to settle for a 5th place. And on reflection, when he goes away and he has a look at the injuries that he came in here with, the injury that he picked up during the day, and a 5th place finish, he's probably going to say, well, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Bronze medalist in blue for Korea.
Yeah, considering his current body condition, taking a 5th in a Grand Slam is a pretty good day. Of course you want to do better, but
グランドスラム5つ目のメダルを獲得いたしました。どうぞ拍手をお送りください。
and that will bring us to our final of the day. As we see the highlights.
Yeah, that's as close as anyone came. Stevens able to avoid getting there. He's had a few marks there.
Oh yeah.
Wanky chin up and around the collar there. Hope he's going to be able to sell that to his girlfriend when he gets home. Hey, it was all in the course of a day's work.
You went to Japan and you tell me those aren't love bites? Honey, no.
The final of the under 81 kilo category.
It was this American. What was her
Avtandil
name?
Chirikishvili faces Lee Seung-soo of Korea. It's Chirikishvili in the white, judogi Lee in blue. And to take control of this final, Friedrich Anna Maria of Hungary.
And now, get ready for the presentation of the judoka. Begin as usual with the judoka wearing the blue judogi. From Korea, the number 63 at the world ranking.
青、韓国、世界ランク63位。
Lee Seung-soo. And wearing the white judogi for Georgia, the 2014 world champion.
白、ジョージア、2014年世界選手権銀メダリスト。
Avtandil Chirikishvili.
He's got to be careful with something like that. He's going to pick up a false attack right away. It's not a very convincing Stemiwaza. Just sort of sat down. Not even had a grip on Cherishvili.
Oh, good position here.
Oh, excellent attack.
Lee got himself into a great position there,
Was
didn't he?
Ideal position. I
Good
cannot
shape.
think of a better.
Look at the footwork.
Look at that.
Oh,
Cherishvili got to.
just couldn't turn him.
Yeah, I think just couldn't pull the arm in, right, to get the
Yeah,
rotation
yeah.
of the shoulders. And almost goes in again. Really, really impressed with the Sanagi of this Korean team. Over several different weight classes, you know? Just really, really sharp. See a real grimace on Cherishvili's face as he fights to get that grip that he wants. Lee is proving to be a bit frustrating for him. Yeah, that should be
Not comfortable with that, is he?
Mate
Just
yeah.
put enough pressure on for
Shido.
Lee to pick up a second Judo here.
I think it's his first one.
There's one on the board
I
already.
think that's the one. Oh, okay.
He gets away with it.
I didn't see that one before. Another big entry by Lee. Cherishvili is trying to set some things up with some Mashiwaza, and then Lee again drops in, loses the one arm.
Single Shido against Lee at the moment. Just under 2 minutes. Enough to go. Lee made gripping difficult for Cherishvili, no doubt about that. It's another good effort from Lee.
Looking at these Sanagi attacks, you think that Cherishvili would be the one behind by Shido.
Well, he's had the stronger of the attacks and the better positions, hasn't he? But he needs Cherishvili to come up with one scoring effort, and then all that will go by the wayside. But the thing about Cherishvili is that he always looks as though he's looking for an opening. You know, he's got that. His movements are always either forward or searching something out, and for that reason, he doesn't pick up passivity penalties.
Right.
Not necessarily that he's attacking. I think we saw that a little bit earlier on in another fight, where they hadn't necessarily attacked a great deal, but they just looked positive, and they avoid picking up a penalty. With Ono, Ono didn't
Right.
throw in a great deal of attacks, but she was in there, you know. She was in there.
in the thick of things.
Yeah. Irakli Znadze just being asked to tone it down a bit.
He goes in. That was not as good a Sanagi attack as we've seen. Cherishka really trying to tie him up with a bit of Newaza. Going to make good use of the clock. That was not a very good Sanagi by Lee. I think he just gave this one away as he went down and allows Cherishkavili to beat up the clock.
Well, it wasn't pretty in the end. But, you know, when they say world number 1 or, you know, Grand Slam gold medal, it doesn't say, and in brackets, and he did this, or that, you know, it just says number 1.
Yep.
That's it. Lee gave a good account of himself, I think, given that he's not Korea's number 1 in the weight category.
Right.
And given that he was fighting, you know, the world number 1, that's a good effort from Lee. Did he come into the competition seeded? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. So he did have a good day.
Unseeded, ended up fighting in the final against the world number 1, and that's a good performance.
And just a couple of Shido's difference.
Good boy.
And not because he was doing a bunch of defending either. He was attacking. He was just, you know.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 70 kilo category coming up now.
Awarding ceremony for women under 70 kilo. The medals are presented by the head wrestling director of the International Judo Federation.
Maria Portela has a smile of incredible proportions. She's really, really happy and pleased with her bronze medal. And the bronze medals go to Linda Boulder of Israel.
I saw a smile there too.
Yeah. And to Maria Portela. There you go.
Beaming
Of
smile.
Brazil, yeah, really happy. Yeah. Silver medal goes to Ono Yoko of Japan in what must go down as one of the most spirited efforts. I'm not going to say attractive, it was spirited. Really enjoyed that. The gold medal goes to Arai Shizuru, who I've got no doubt I'll be seeing a bit later on. She's a good chum. You know, this wasn't your judo, you know, technical classic, you know, anything like that. It was just pure, I'm not giving in.
And you know what's interesting? It wasn't a grudge match like
No,
Nishida and Nakamura
no, it
either,
wasn't
right?
nasty. No,
it
not
was
at all.
they just went at each other.
Yeah,
They just went at each other for 8 minutes.
yeah.
Something like that, 7.5 minutes.
It was a very, very enjoyable fight to watch. I think what made it enjoyable as well was you had two groups in the crowd who, you know, one backing one and one backing the other. So that helped. And it was non-stop support for the fighters, so that really helped. You know, had it been at the European Open in Obervat, it would have been a bit tricky. The national anthem of Japan.
Yeah, as you were saying, Arai fights for Sumitomo, and Ono fights for Komatsu, the two biggest teams. So you get the two cheering sections. A lot of energy in the room. You know, golden score,
And you could feel it.
good match.
Yeah, you could feel it. You know, there's a big Japanese crowd here. This is where we are, and they got into it, and there was so much spirit. You know, you could see it from both the fighters. Again, I'm going to go back to it wasn't pretty. It wasn't, you know, the most attractive of fights, but there was more than enough in there for there to be. There was enough to get into. There was enough to get into. Right, we're going to have some highlights before we move to the last of the awarding ceremonies. That'll be the men in the under 81 kilo category. Stick around with us and we'll have that next.
That was that fine newaza by Tashiro Miku to finish up her match.
So the team's beginning to filter out now, make their way back to their hotels. Trying to catch the first bus out, some of the athletes rushing out now. We'll catch the next one, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to go and have a word with Martina Taidos. Get a quote from the winner of the under 63 kilo category, the German. Rush down there and do a bit of press work. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 81 kilo category.
The medalists are bronze medalist for Korea, Won Ki-chun, and for Japan, Nagase Takanori.
Bronze medals go to Wang Ki-chun of Korea and to Nagase Takanori of Japan. Rather unfortunate for him to have ended up there. Silver medal goes to Lee Sung-soo of Korea. Two Koreans taking medals, all right. And that's in the absence of the number one, Kim Jae-boom. And the gold medal goes to Avtandil Cherikishvili of Georgia.
Trophy presented by the director of TV Tokyo Corporation.
テレビ東京賞としてトロフィーが大田鉄道株式会社テレビ東京取締役より授与されます。
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Put that in the mum's cabinet. That's what was going through his mind, wasn't it? Where are we going to put that? I know, mum's cabinet with the rest of the stuff. And now the national anthem of Georgia. Well, that's all the live action that we've got for you. And we're just going to have a quick roundup and a chat about things that have happened today. We've had 4 weight categories to bring you. Let's have your thoughts, David McFall, on all things that's happened today.
Well, first thing is we did not hear the Japanese national anthem all day today.
Not all
Some
day.
different winners. If you're looking at the women under 70, Arai just sort of strengthens her position at the top there. Again, they're not the strongest weight category for the Japanese, but she's there. She's strengthened her position. Ono looked really nice. Again, really nice fight. And it was a great fight. Not great judo, technically a good fight. 63, Trados looked great. She got the monkey off her back there by beating the world champion. Really, really felt good for her. Under 73, Nakia Riki didn't come through and Ono was out. Akiyama, I feel good for him, but he's pretty much third in the ranking for the Japanese. I was pretty surprised that people like Isiav didn't make it to the final block. And finally, 81s. Well, what can I say? I think that a lot of people would have liked to seen the Kashuvili-Nagase final, but it was not meant to be, and I'll just hold it there.
No, it's okay. Nagase was adjudged to have committed an error, and he was given Hansokimake for it, and there is no getting away from the fact that it's going to generate a lot of chat. A lot of people are going to be talking about it, so we can't shy away from that. We can't hide from that. But we had to move on. Nagase ended up with the bronze medal, and it was Chirikishvili who came through to take the gold, the world champion and the world number 1, taking away the gold medal. You're not the biggest fan of Akimoto, are you, at 73 kilos?
It's not that I'm not the biggest fan of Akimoto. It's just a matter of everything for me in this competition is looking towards Rio, and he's not really a player in my book. So I'm happy for him. He did good judo, but that doesn't advance the Nakia Riki Ono question, which is the bigger question. Right now, by Nakia being knocked out earlier than expected, Ono actually benefits from this, even though he was injured and couldn't compete.
Yeah, he wasn't around to answer any questions or to bring new ones into the equation. The fact that he wasn't here saved him in a way.
It's kind of like you're in school and he kind of had a sick pass, so he didn't have to take the test.
Take the exam. He didn't fail it. Yeah. Right, and we've spoken about Arai. Tridos, I think. She's defeated the world champion. There's no getting away from that. But whether or not that's going to translate from what the record was 7-1, it's now 7-2, and even this win, I'm not entirely convinced that monkey is anywhere other than all over her back. It's too big a gap to close with just a single win on the single slip and then into the Osai Komi, because it was it's going to go down like we always say as a win by Ippon.
That's right.
It's not going to say, oh, she slipped and then it was a hard job getting the leg out. She just did, and none of that's going to come into it. Martina Tridos is the Grand Slam gold medal winner here in Tokyo. No taking away from that. It was Chirikishvili, you've just seen in the under 81 kilo category. Arai, simply because it was such a good battle with Ono. I'm going to call her name again because I really enjoyed it. And Akimoto, because he came in here, he wasn't the number 1 seed, he wasn't the number 1 pick, but what he was the defending champion, and he did exactly what he was supposed to. He defended that title. So I'm going to take my hat off to Akimoto Hiroyuki. And the fact that he had some family here, that was good too.
Hey, he did it in style. He showed really, really good judo all day. I mean, the funny thing was that he actually looked like the younger of the two in the final, the way he was attacking with the Seonage.
Yeah. Right, we're going to be back tomorrow at 9:30. It'll be the third and final day of competition. I'm going to rush down to have a word with Martina Tridos, if I can. But from David McFall and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Take care, folks.